How are you as a 20-year-old organizing your day, your finances, your life, thinking about acting, businesses that we haven't even talked about, building your content every day? Like, you're doing so much every day. How does someone at 20, when a lot of people are listening at 30, 40, 50, are struggling with organizing their day? How are you able to do that?
The number one thing, 2 words, time management.
And how are you like even thinking about that? And how have you learned how to do this?
So as like my day started to fill up to the point where like I couldn't do anything else in the day, I had to just go to sleep. I was like, how do I prioritize this? And I studied a lot about time management and like prioritizing the things that you need to get done on a day-to-day basis. What's more important, like you sitting on your phone and like texting people back right away, or getting your video done and to the editor and being on set and memorizing your lines and taking this specific meeting. And I then invested money to hire employees to like an assistant who can basically do a lot of these like small tasks for me that I don't necessarily need to be doing unless I have to be there. I'm not going to do it. And she's like scheduling my day and, breaking down things as much as possible. And the biggest thing I can say is like habit, the power of like habit and like doing things consistently, waking up at this time, starting your video at this time, having your weekly meeting on Monday at 10 with all of your employees so that you're going to have to get a different piece of content for that day because you're not going to have as much time to film, and kind of just like knowing all of these things. But a lot goes into it, and you really, like my saying is, you got to want it. And I think that's like the number one thing is like you got to want it. Like there's so much time in a day when I like pause and stop all of these things, I'm like so bored, and like the time like just so I think I really started to realize like how much time there was in a day, and you got to want it and cut out all the the stuff that doesn't matter. Even like a lot of influencers in particular, like they want to go out to eat for every single meal. Breakfast, go to a breakfast spot. Lunch, go to a lunch spot. Dinner, go to a dinner spot. That right there is like each of those activities is 2 hours. And I'm like, I'm just gonna get a personal chef and like have meal plans and microwave the stuff, cook it up. It's healthy, quick, done. So like little things like that, you have to think about.
They are taking a lot of meetings, aren't they? Just like lunch and dinner meetings, or just hanging with friends during breakfast.
A lot of it just like hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging.
Yeah.
It is 6 hours a day of just like eating.
Exactly.
And going to somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, man. Do you study anyone who does this? Are you reading books? How are you learning these things?
I forget the guy's name. Yeah, I was studying it. What's his name? Lee Clark, something. I don't know. He has a program called like Thrive 15. But have you heard of that?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
So I watched a couple of videos on there. That really like talked about how
time management and all these things, setting up your day.
Exactly. And the way I think about it is like, I'm doing all of these things, but like people are doing more.
Yeah.
Like there's celebrities doing more. So how can I do more? There's business people who are doing more. Like I just think about the CEO of Uber or Snapchat. Like imagine how much stuff is on their to-do list, and they have to prioritize it. And so I think about it in the same way as much as possible.
5 years ago, before you got into all this stuff, did you imagine you'd be here right now?
No.
What did you think you'd be doing? Like finishing school and going to college and, have a girlfriend, or what was your vision then?
My vision then, I was actually training. I was starting to train to become a Navy SEAL.
Really?
Yeah.
It's typical Ohio. It's like.
Of course. No, I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
My grades weren't that good. But I was athletic. I knew how to work hard, and I was smart. I just didn't ever like apply myself. And so started in like the Navy SEALs was like everything that I loved, like competition, mental toughness,
brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. And And so I was like fell in love with that and started putting a lot of effort into like figuring out how I was gonna do that. Uh, and I mean it's still something I want to do, but
Yeah. Maybe you
business
can play
calls.
Navy SEAL on a movie.
Exactly. That's the great thing about Hollywood is
That'd be
like
cool,
you
huh?
can do everything.
Yeah. So you're on that track, and then these things kind of unfold. When you started to get the traction, did you realize like, oh, I want to be like this influencer person, and this is what I'm going to do now, or did you think you'd be this big?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think part of where we found success is not thinking too much,
Yeah.
which is like I think a lot of people overthink like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this, and you know, it's super hard to become an actor, so I'm not even gonna try. We didn't know how hard it was, but we just like went for it. I think that's like part of where we found success, or like we didn't know, you know, exactly, you know, the formulas for creating like the best videos online at this point. Like we were still young and like green, but we just went for it and posted content.
Yeah.
And I, I think as I, you know, started to progress, I sort of like was learning a lot and then started to see like where this could go. But definitely from the start, I was like, it was kind of just like growing followers and like making money from it.
Right.
But eventually, I realized I needed to have like a vision.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is the vision now?
Vision now, I like to think of myself as like a young Ashton Kutcher, like the modern young Ashton Kutcher, where like he takes his, you know, acting presence and grows that, becomes like you know a huge star, but is also on the business side of things and the tech side of things, and is an investor. And you know, if Ashton doesn't want to act, he doesn't have to. And I think a lot of actors are trying to like take that route now, but they don't know how to do it. Like they're
Right.
maybe just good at acting. But the spin on it is like now there's the social media element involved, and the acting space is a little bit different. And like the getting to the top is no one's really done it in like today's space now. So there's not like a paved set path.
Right.
But yeah, like I want to have this big presence in the world and be able to, you know, launch different businesses and products and charities and give back to the fans and just have fun along the way. I think one of my like very specific goals is I'd like to be like a superhero or supervillain in like a huge action movie.
Like a Marvel.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
yeah.
The Green Goblin.
I want to play like a like the Joker or something
Oh,
like
that'd
that,
be
like a
good.
hard role,
That's
like
really hard.
challenging. Yeah.
I could see that. Huh. That's cool, man. I'd see as the young Ashton Kutcher for sure. I mean, that guy's really paved out an incredible career for himself. Great brand, and he's invested in multiple companies as well. I'm an investor in one of the companies he's an investor in, and it's been incredible to see what he's done. I don't know him personally, but he's always impressed me. So
Yeah, no, same. And
if you
that,
could do that, I mean, hey, that's a great vision, man.
thank you.